Welcome to the Wise Dome podcast, a series that is so much more than just a podcast series. This is a movement towards a lifestyle you know you deserve. It's all about the ease of inspiring and sharing your knowledge and experiences online. I'm your host, Nikki Cali, and I have always admired those who share their wisdom, those who have decided to inspire others. Just like my guests, I found my version of inspiring others by sharing my wisdom and created a lifestyle I wanted, and I'm going to share all the secrets for how you can too. On this show, you'll find inspiration, motivation, and advice from experts, as well as valuable tips on how to get started or improve your business. Let's dive into how you can begin and grow your wisdom business. Remember, inspiring others looks different for everyone. How will you inspire? Today around the world, obviously many of us are celebrating this Random Acts of Kindness Day. So I felt it was important to just post this little podcast, and being just on the topic of kindness, but not coaching anyone or preaching or anything like that, but just simply place a little reminder in our thoughts that we need to be kind to ourselves amongst being kind to others as well. You know, by doing so makes the other become so much easier. You know, when we look after ourselves, we can look after others. You know that saying, you love yourself before you can love others? Well, it's sort of similar to what, being kind is about. And, when we're kind to ourselves, it reflects in our lives, our work, and basically our everyday actions. So, if you overwork yourself, you become stressed. And that stress gets replicated, bounced off onto other people. You yell at your kids or whatever. And that is basically the domino effect. So everything we do in our life has a domino effect, negative or positive. So if we concentrate on trying to be better for ourselves, confident in ourselves, we're happier. It just sort of makes sense. You walk down the street more confidently, you radiate something that people want. And when you radiate that secure knowing that, what you have is valuable, people will be magnetized to you. And it's a lot easier to actually reach an audience when we are kind to ourselves, and it reflects. And then there's that domino effect. It all starts with that first domino, doesn't it? It makes sure that, that first domino is laced with being honest with yourself and recognizing what you have is, to offer is valuable, it's worthy, and that you can inspire others with everything that you've done and learnt through your life. What you do from the very beginning, and when you're believing in yourself from the very beginning, it will help define your journey to success. And this podcast, yes, it's called Domino Effect, but a lot of the time it does come down to never comparing yourself to others as well. When you recognize that what you're sharing out there with anyone, whether it's your business or just your daily life, it's from your own experiences. It's from the lessons that you've learned yourself. So they all come from a personal place. And if you are looking to start a wisdom business, you're normally doing that because you've gone through a particular process yourself, or you've gone through a particular journey yourself, and you've learned through something, and therefore you want to share that with other people. Maybe you're sharing how to be cautious and not to go through those certain things. Or maybe you're just sharing how you came out of it and the lesson that you've learned and your aha moment, and you want to pass that on to other people so they have the same aha moment as well. Whatever that is, it's an experience that you've come from yourself. So comparing yourself to other people is obviously a no-go, because no one can compare to your own experiences. I'm a mum of 2 kids, and I know that I should never compare my kids to other kids. We all know that, every child develops differently. So this rule seems to be forgotten when we get a little bit older. Like, as we get older, we tend to compare ourselves to others in personal lives and careers, especially careers. And as it happens, this is something I've personally had to remind myself previously. And it's bloody hard not to compare yourself. Like, I was growing my business, and I, was running an interior design business, interior luxury linen business back in 2007. And I started comparing myself to others out there when I was doing trade shows and everything. I'd be talking to people, networking and so forth, seeing what they're doing, what new systems they're using, new ranges, clients, blah, blah, blah. And I'd walk away and I'd be comparing myself, forgetting they've probably been around a bit longer than me, but also forgetting that their journey to where they've gotten to had their highs and their lows. So every time you talk to someone and you are seeing someone, there is a backstory there that you don't know about, but they've done. It doesn't mean that you can't achieve that. You'll just do it a little bit differently. So be kind to yourself. Don't compare yourself to others, and recognize that you are different, and you're different in a good way. You have your own particular values and your own particular strengths, And when you're starting a wisdom business, be kind to yourself. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. When you're kind to yourself, you're more relaxed, you're happier, you're you. That domino effect will take place. The people around you will be magnetized to you because they want to be around happy people. They want to be around people who are really them. So that's me. Just wanted to pass on that little message just to make sure that you are kind to yourself. You know, people don't want to see fake. They want to see life. They want to see the real journey, the ups and the downs. And when you compare yourself to others, you are quite possibly missing some of the details of those downs that those successful businesses have had. So there's a journey behind every successful business. And the most exciting thing is when you start your wisdom business, it's a whole other level. It's about you personally. It's about your knowledge. It's about the lessons that you learned and your experiences that you're sharing. So there's no point in comparing your business to someone else. Just go out there, be you and share your wisdom. And you'll find once you embrace how wonderful you really are, you will most certainly inspire others to see the same in themselves. And that is success right there. And that is also acts of kindness right there, because you're allowing people to see the real journey to success. Okay, guys, we'll chat again soon, my lovelies, and we'll see you on the next podcast. Take care. Thanks for listening to the Wise Dome podcast. If you enjoyed and have been inspired by this episode and you'd like to support the podcast, do subscribe and please share it with others. Post about us on social media or leave a rating and review. To catch all the latest from me, Nikki Cali, you can follow me on Instagram at Wise Dome Podcast, WISEDOME Podcast. I'm Nikki Cali. Thanks again, and we'll catch up next time.